Hey, what's up guys, Just here, welcome back to Witch on the Holy Night. Last time we did chapter 1.5 volume 3, and now we're gonna do 1.5 volume 4, which is the final volume of the in-between, the kind of in-between bit, anyway, let's just, I'm not gonna ramble on too long today. I'm just gonna hop right in. 7 Days of Spinning volume. Ooh, actually, I need to check my settings really quick. Hang on. I'll cut back into when we start. Alright, 7 Days of Spinning volume 4. Read. Let us rewind to a moment in the recent past. The scene took place on a Saturday morning in early December. Okay. I'm guessing we're with Alga since we're here. With third period over just before lunch, the only activity that remained before the scholastic day ended was homeroom. Two of Class C's students, Sojros... Wait, what? Wait, huh? If this was meant to be before the other events of 1.5, volumes 1 to 3, right? That would mean the events of 1.5 is all in the few, huh? I don't know. Okay, let's move on. I'm sure it'll get explained. Two of Class C students, Sojo Shizuki and Hosuke Kinomi, were standing outside on the balcony overlooking the schoolyard. They were stuck waiting for their homeroom teacher, Mr. Kazuki Yamashiro, and couldn't leave until he arrived. Okay. The rest of their classmates were chatting idly in the classroom. Class A's Tobimaru Tsukiji was killing time alongside them. Okay, so he's making friends. It's good for Sojiro. The listless trio discussed their weekend plans as they leaned on the veranda's railing. The Bear? Is that what their restaurant's called, even though they dress up in a cat suit? I mean, okay. Sojiro, I guess? Yeah, that's just bad luck, man. How it be sometimes. Sojiro, you fucking savage, you. I mean, I feel like you had it coming, I don't know.
そりゃ毎日てめえのバカ面見てればひよこだって振られるって言葉を覚えるだろうよ。自滅するのは勝手だけどな。くれぐれもその字に変な遊び教えんなよ。
Sono G? I'm sorry? What? Who?
そりゃ殿下の方じゃねえの。気ぃつけろよ、しずき。築地はマジで腹黒いからよ。
That seems a bit rude. Calling someone's heart black. Like, I'm sure he's a nice guy who has a lot of love to give.
こいつの頭の中はほら、あれ、ゴミ捨て場の張り紙？あんな感じだから、くっきり使えるもんと使えないもん分けてんだよ。
Okay.
ああ、それは知ってる。
He's just like, yep.
ところで唐突に思ったんだが、飛び丸の中じゃ木の実はどういう扱いなの？
Bro, is that Sojiro has to be doing this on purpose, right? Like there ain't no way. Like, he knows the kind of person this guy is, and he's like, oh yeah, what about this guy?
そうだな。粗大ゴミ回収は金でももらわねえと割り合わなくなるんじゃねえか。国が無料で回収するのはそろそろおしまいってとこ。
That okay.
はあ？何言ってんのお前。使い古しのタンスとか高く売れるじゃん。
You know, he's got a point, I guess.
俺みたいな開封即使用みたいな男がこれからのトレンドなわけでしょ。ほら、コンビニで売ってる使い捨てカメラとか大人気だし、ようやく流行が俺の消費文明に追いついたと。
じゃあ木の実はバイトと飛び丸は
来るからね、ちゃんと俺の時代。
Okay, Kinomi, you keep telling yourself that.
俺はちょい仕様だ。親父の客が来てるんで接待しなきゃなら街の案内をしてくれとさ。
Uh-huh. Who would that guest be? Would it be a certain mad magi who will send puppets with mystic eyes that Alice will kill? Like,
聞けよ、人の話聞けよ。
give it up, Kinomi.
あのよ、俺は妹の相手してやるだけなんだよ。隣のクソ中華飯店の手伝いなんかしねえよ。
So they were okay. So it's a Chinese restaurant called The Bear, where they dress up in cat suits to do deliveries. Right. Okay. Yeah. No, makes sense.
その女は明日もバイトか？
Okay, so that is this guy's nickname for Sojiro. It's interesting.
いや、それが一日空いてる。今日はこれから遊園地でアルバイトだけど。
それって魔のきついランド？
What? Huh?
タフだね、しずき。あそこのバイトは柔道部の連中でも値を上げるって話じゃんか。
なんと、まさか猫黒の荷物運びより辛い。
X-Fed. Right. Totally not FedEx. Uh-huh.
いや、そこまではよく。
Yeah.
しかし、山城の野郎おっせえな。見ろ、隣の B 組すらお帰りになられてるぞ。
だな、仕方ね。面倒だが呼んでくるか。その字を遅刻させるわけにはいかねえし。
I'm guessing this Tobimaru guy's family is rich. Like, if he's having to give a tour to a father's friend, like, this guy's gotta be, like, he has to have money, right? And as if by design, the moment Tobimaru Tsukiji stood up wearily from the balcony railing, the school's PA system chime rang.
2年 C 組の静木宗十郎くん、山城先生がお呼びです。至急職員室まで来てください。繰り返します。2年 C 組の
An awkward silence fell upon the three. Well, don't have to call him, so it's good. After a long 5 seconds, Sojiro said goodbye and headed back inside. Bye. Peace.
面白いことねえな。誰か校庭にミステリーサークルとか作ってくんねえかな。
I don't think you want that, buddy. Kinomi grumbled, slouching his shoulders and succumbing to his lethargy.
他人の妄想力に期待すんなよ。刺激が欲しいならてめえでイベントを起こせ。ほら、クラス分け発表の時よろしく。青崎に突っかかればすぐだぜ。
Yeah, Kinomi versus Aoko in a debate. That sounds like it would go well for him.
読み替えるトラウマ、やだよ。会長の大立ち回りは面白いのを通り越して恐ろしいよ。善良な一男子生徒としちゃ美少女が転校してくるだけでいいんだよ。
Sojiro just transferred in I don't know how long ago, but he just transferred in.
まあ普通の子じゃつまんないからハリウッドのプロデューサーとかイギリスの歌姫とか。
Why would a Hollywood producer be a transfer student? Like, yeah, maybe, yeah, there are like teenage singers who are famous, but like, why would a Hollywood? I don't. Okay.
どんなくくりだそりゃ。そこは火星のお姫様あたりにしとけよ。
Okay, at least Kinomi was being semi-realistic there, Tobimaru.
それと2年 C 組の皆さんへ山城先生から伝言です。 山城先生は訳あってホームルームを欠席しますので、各自勝手に下校しちゃってくださいね。
There we go.
それではでは。
Y'all can finally go home.
以上、放送室からお知らせしました。
どうよこれ。山城新車買ってからフリーダムすぎね。このままではあの真新しいセルビアに俺のギザ銃がうなりかねん。
What kind of, like, ought to find out what this dime sounds like when scraping up a new server. Huh? I'm sorry. What does this mean? What does that mean? Okay.
鍵穴にガム程度にしとけ。教師の発給はマジ同情に値するからな。
Oh no, I'm a fucking dumbass. Oh my god, he's literally talking about taking a dime, which in this case, that's probably just how they translated it. But it's probably just more like a, you know, 5 yen coin, 10 yen coin, something like that. And actually scraping, and the car is called a Serbia. And okay, so basically like keying, but using a coin instead. Okay, I see, I got it. Also, yeah, Toby Moore is right. Teachers do get paid peanuts. Like, don't scratch up the car. Just do something annoying. Like, yeah. It's okay. It's... yeah. The two frenemies return to the classroom, complaining all the while. Their concern for their mutual friend summoned to the faculty office completely out of mind. Okay.
納得いきません。生徒のアルバイトは認められています。
Is Aoko arguing for Sojiro?
学校公認の職場であるなら、社会経験の一環として推奨すると校則にもありますが。
そうなんだけどね。彼の場合、やりすぎなのが問題なわけで。
But I mean, he needs to live.
仮にもし認可していない労働基準法に反してそうなところで働いてたら困るでしょ。うちも彼も。
Right. Hey. Wait. Shouldn't it? If it's violating the labor standards law, wouldn't it be more on the establishment, not the school or person? Like, shouldn't it be the establishment he's working for that'd be in trouble? I don't know. The volatile tension between the ruthless student council president and the easygoing modern language teacher permeated the room. Praying to be spared from the impending confrontation, the other teachers hurriedly relocated to the meeting room. They're like, I'm out of here. I don't want to deal with this. Peace. By the time Mr. Yamashiro noticed this, the only other person in the room was the student council president, Aoko Aozaki.
逃げたか。ひどいな、みんな。怖いのは僕に押し付けてばっかりだもんな。
The cowards.
話の続きです、先生。
She's like, shut up.
仮に彼が指定以外のアルバイトをしているとしたら、それは彼の要求に学校側が応えていないからではありませんか？
Damn, she is really going to bat for Sojiro here. That's crazy. I thought you didn't like him.
下宿先の家賃を奨学金で賄えとは言いませんが、時間の許す限り働きたいという要望は考慮すべきです。指定外のアルバイトを疑うのなら、まず働き先は1生徒につき1件だけという規則を改めてください。
You know, yeah, I guess. As long as, yeah, I guess if the student, okay, yeah, as long as the student's not overworking himself and like they're still getting decent enough grades, the limitation to 1 is kind of, I don't know. After hearing her out and realizing there was no way she would back down, Mr. Yamashiro hung his head. This was supposed to be easy. Easy? With Aoko? That's cute. The plan was to call in the student rumored to be working multiple jobs, confirm whether the rumor was true, and if so, give him a warning and some guidance, and head to lunch with the knowledge that all was right with the world. Yeah. The student council president, who was coincidentally in the faculty room at the time, had heard the entire issue and decided to call out this injustice. Yeah. As far as Mr. Yamashiro was concerned, she was in the right, and he was well aware of the aforementioned student's situation. Personally, he would have liked to help, but among the faculty, he was just a new kid on the block. He wanted to stay on the vice principal's good side, and at the very least to not lose his job as badly paid as it was. This poor man.
こればかりはね。副教頭先生直々の注意なんで、僕も助けてあげられないんだよ。
Yeah.
それでしたら落としどころがあればいいんですね。
Compromise how? The student council president removed a document from her bag. It was a document that had been brought up in the morning's faculty meeting, bringing a host of headaches with it.
青崎くん、それは。
はい、間協会のボランティア参加の申告書です。今月も希望者ゼロですね。敬虔なクリスチャンである副教頭先生はさぞお気を悪くしているかと。我が校の生徒には新人が足りんと今朝も嘆かれていたとか。
そうだけど、どうして君が今朝の職員会議の内容を知っているか聞きたいよ、本当。
You know, she has her ways. Somehow. Mr. Yamashiro scratched his head, but his eyes were gleaming gleefully, or his eyes were smiling gleefully. He had figured out the student council president's objective.
魚心あれば水心ありですか。教会への奉仕活動はボランティアだけど、きちんと謝礼が出る。あれも形の上では学校側が推奨する社会見学だからね。
Okay.
副教頭先生は参加者が出たことに喜び、加えて
その参加希望者がすでに他のアルバイトについていた場合、学校側の認可が2つになっちゃいますね。
Okay, nice little loophole.
前例にしてはいい落としどころだと思いますが。
Mr. Yamashiro raised his hands in surrender. There were few students able to both raise a complaint and propose a proper solution. Yeah? Perhaps it was her big sisterly disposition that made this girl so simultaneously feared yet trusted.
よし、その方向で攻めてみよう。うまくいくよう祈ってくれよ。
Okay.
他力本願は嫌いです。悪巧みに乗ってくれるのならきちんと活躍してください、山下先生。
This poor man. He's just getting pushed around by a fucking 16, 17-year-old girl. With a bow, the student council president turned to leave the faculty room. 17. I'm pretty sure she's 17.
ああ、待った待った。君も残るんだ。
Actually, wait, no. Is she in her... No, she's in her second year. So yeah, she'd be like 17.
今からしずきくんを呼ぶから、ちゃんと面倒見てもらわないと。
Huh? Did she not realize that it was Shizuki who was who she was fighting for? Also, am I crazy, or is her hair even darker now than it usually is? Wait, hold on. She has, bro, I swear her hair is like black. I didn't say anything before. Why is her hair black? Like before it was like this weird, like almost red, like halfway between like black and red. Now it's just black, even though when she's older she's red, and it's supposed to be in the future from where chapter 1 took place. So huh? Okay, The girl's cool eyes narrowed. Unable to process what she just heard, her expression turned to a scowl.
いや、参加希望者は 一人より二人の方がいいだろ？
I mean, you're not wrong.
青崎くんがフォローしてくれるなら僕も安心だしね。
ちょっと先生。
Yeah, I feel like there'd be issues with her going into church. I don't know.
ああ、放送室。2年 C 組の静木宗十郎くん、至急職員室に来てください。で、放送お願いします。
Uh,
だから先生。
いやー、これで万全だ。まさか頭痛の種が同時に消え去るなんて、今日はついてる。
sly bastard.
あ
I
あ、けど
feel sorry
青
for
崎
you.
君、ずいぶん親身になってくれるんだね。何？もしかしてああいうのがタイプ？あ、放送室さん、ついでに生徒会長が心からお待ちしていますと。
Jesus
付け足して。
She's gonna beat him up.
って山城。
Sensei, are you okay? Are you dead? The next day, a pleasant Sunday. Okay. Sojiro was awake 2 hours before the time he was supposed to meet her. After getting up, he decided to go for a leisurely jog to clear his mind. But lost among his own thoughts, his 30-minute jog turned into almost an hour. Upon realizing, he rushed home. After thoroughly racking his brain over what to wear for the occasion, he decided upon wearing his school uniform.
午前10時、三崎中央公園の東入り口で待ち合わせ。
Okay. Yesterday in the faculty room. When Aoko Awazaki had shared the time and place with him that day, she said it with such pain on her face. Maybe she was fighting a headache at the time. Yeah, you could say that. You could say, yeah, it's not wrong, I guess.
しかし、青崎の風邪は治っているのだろうか。
Sojiro muttered, his words of concern misguided as they were. This poor boy. In any case, he waited for about 5 minutes. At precisely 10 o'clock, the student council president appeared.
おはよう。いつものことだけど、時間だけはぴったりよね、あなた。
Yeah? Yeah, I guess. She doesn't look impressed, neither does he.
ひどい顔ね。もしかして気分悪いの？
いや、体調はいいと思う。
Okay, then what was the face for? He waved off her concern. Okay, I know I said it before, and like I was kind of I was informed of it like a long time ago before I even like started. Before this was even announced to be coming out for the West, but like I love the dynamic backgrounds and how it changes. The amount of like work put in is impressive.
だがしかし、青崎は制服だった。
Yeah, and so are you.
ええ、学校の行事だもの。当然でしょ。
What, did you want to see her in like a sundress or something? Like what were you expecting? A heavy weight of despondency fell upon Sojiro's shoulders. The angsting over his outfit for the previous 2 hours had been rendered meaningless just like that. I don't get it. He went with his school uniform too though, so why is he... Okay. The duo, clad in their school uniforms on a day off, walked by the train station. In the beginning, Aoko had made efforts to give Sojiro a thorough lay of the land, but today she only shared the bare minimum of explanations. This was partly because, surprisingly, Sojiro had become well accustomed to the town. which restaurants were good, which shortcuts to use in a rush, and why the nearby bicycle shop is better than the department store by the station if you wanted to buy a bicycle. Things a local would know. Okay, yeah. But the other reason was because it had dawned on Aoko how the two of them conversing might look to passerby. Like you're going on a date. I don't think anyone would think you're going on a date if you're in your school uniforms on a day off, to be honest. Like, yeah, if it was like a school day and it's after school and you're wearing your uniforms and like talking together, then sure. But like, I feel like on a day off, people would be like, oh, they're probably just like maybe friends and doing something for the school. I don't know.
話は変わるけど、具体的にどんな労働内容なのか、そろそろ聞いていいかな。
From here on, volunteering at the church meant that the school would tolerate his multiple jobs. Sojiro had quickly agreed to the tempting offer, nodding like a bobblehead. But as was typical for him, he had failed to consider the content of the proposal.
まあ、そんなことだろうと覚悟はしてたけど。
I mean, if no one told him, like, how was he supposed to know?
あなた、間教会は初めて？
教会なら2回目だ。珍しい建物なんで近寄ったら、中の人がタダでお菓子をくれたんだけど。
A priest giving you candy. You know, I wouldn't trust that, but you know, I guess he's like, you know, a big, strong, like 17-year-old guy, not a 10-year-old. So I guess it's fine. Plus, I doubt Japan. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. He pondered with all sincerity how exactly a church worked. His contemplative posture made him appear the part of the philosopher. But after all his thinking, he concluded, I guess they start taking your money on your second visit? Yeah, true. Such was the extent of Sojiro's concerns.
普通そういうことは子供にしかしないんだけどね、あの教会は。
I mean, he's not an adult. Aoko sighed at the lost little lamb.
で、どんな人に会ったの？神父？それともシスター？
それは綺麗な女の人だった。
Okay.
じゃあユイカさんの方ね。今日会ったらお礼をって必要ないか。あんたのことだからそのあたりはきちっとしてるだろうし。
I like how he said a very beautiful woman and she was like, oh yeah, Yuika. Okay. I'm intrigued. A hot nun, you know, I would be down, see?
仕事の話なら簡単よ。学校でやってることと変わらないから。
Okay.
あの教会、規模の割に人数が少ないのよ。
Aoko picked up her pace as they headed for the church. Somehow, she seemed like a general invading enemy territory. It made Sojiro furrow his brows in discomfort. I mean, that's not a wrong, not a wrong assumption. Outside of very specific circumstances, some magi entering a church is quite strange. Ida Church had a long history. Far from the station, it was a white-painted sanctuary nestled between the business and residential districts. As far as Aoko could remember, the church as she knew it now was the result of remodeling done 8 years prior. It was practically a cathedral for a town of this size. Incidentally, located next to it was the Misaki General Hospital. From Aoko's perspective, it seemed awfully suspicious for the church to take up residence next to the location in the city where the most lives were lost, though the only two who were aware of this opinion were her roommate Alice Kwonji and the priest. Yeah?
青崎はこの教会に縁があるのか？
Once a month.
私はこれっぽっちも。もう過去に戻って改ざんしたいぐらい微塵もないけど。うちの父と祖父は長い付き合い。
Okay.
ここの手伝いなんて、忌々しいことに小学生の頃は毎日してたもんだけど。
Okay. The more Aoko spoke, the more twisted her expression became. Recalling this made her want to grab it by the proverbial collar, give it the proverbial one-armed judo back throw, smash its proverbial head into the proverbial ground, and kick the proverbial living daylights out of its defenseless proverbial torso. Aoko, are you good? Okay. Such was her so-called trauma that if it were anthropomorphized, it would take more than a 5-round beating to satisfy her thirst for vengeance. Okay. I think she has problems. You know, maybe that's just me though. Okay. It was in this moment, as he became aware of Aoko's mood, that Sojiro began to fear for his safety. Yeah, fair enough. Perhaps attracted by the noise, perhaps attracted by the noisy murder of crows outside the church, a woman in a nun's habit emerged from the front entrance.
失礼ですが、どちらのお客様でしょう?
Okay, yeah. I don't know if this is Yuika, but I would say she's a good-looking woman. I don't know.
当教会は暴力団関係の方はご遠慮いただいておりますので、日を改める、あるいは生き方を悔い改めた後、社会的な罪を償ってから門をくぐっていただきたいのですが。
青崎青子です。シスターユイカ。
Yeah, maybe that's what she meant. I think she was talking about you.
まあ、青子さんでしたか。驚きました。昼間のうちにあなたが来るのは久しぶりです。
Right.
そうですね。いつもは夜に呼ばれて神父様とだけお話をしていますから、ユイカさんとは。まあ意外ですね。1年近くまともにお話をしていません。ま、この先だって一度もないでしょうけど。
What did she do to you, Aoko?
あなたも随分と立派になられたようでがっかりです。何より今の気配は清らかな少女とは思えないほど悪辣でした。
Bruh, the scathing words, and Sojiro's just back there, fucking smiling, looking clueless. Oh, this oblivious boy. Oh man. On the surface, the two exchanged congenial greetings. Oh, yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, totally. Unable to read between the lines, all Sojiro could see was two good friends. Right.
今月のボランティアは私とそこの彼です。親愛なる間協会のためですから、10時から3時まで1分の狂いもなくきっかり働かせていただきますわ。
まあ、世も末ですが歓迎しますね。神の家は万人に等しく開くもの。この際、あなたの内面は見なかったことにしておきましょう。
Bruh. Oh, bro, what happened between you two? Jesus Christ. The nun flashed a smile that was equal parts elegant and cruel. Keeping up appearances aside, she seemed overjoyed to have able hands to put to work. Yeah. The sister introduced herself as Yuika Suse, and thanked Sojiro, who had volunteered of his own volition. Sojiro noticed that her eyes were always shut, but not wanting to be rude, especially in front of Aoko, he decided not to pry.
しずきさんとおっしゃるのですね。
I assume she's blind if she didn't realize who Aoko was. No, she remarked on the look on Aoko's face. So no, she can't be blind. So how is she see? I'm not gonna question it. Never mind.
声のイメージ通り落ち着いたお名前です。
はあ、それはどうも。
The sister let slip a frown at Sojiro's ambivalent response to her compliment. I don't hold it against him.
失礼。名字で呼ばれるのはお嫌いのようですね。宗十郎さんでよろしいですか？
I...
いや、どっちでもいいですけど。
Okay.
ではそのように。ほんと難儀なことですね。
I don't I don't think it's a difficult subject. I think he's just very okay, you know, whatever. Though the sister's tone was gentle, her words seemed somewhat indifferent. She lacked sight, but she guided the two with certainty in her. Okay, so she is blind. Or maybe this is from Sojo's point of view, and he's like, well, her eyes are shut, so she must not be able to say anything. I don't know what's going on with her yet. We'll see.
それで奉仕の内容ですが。分かってます。クリスマス前だし面倒な掃除を済ませておきたいんでしょ。問題ありません。そういうの得意ですから。
Right. It wasn't their strong suit as much as it was Sojiro's. And how does she know that?
では、青子さんはかまどの方で聖兵の作り置きを。
Okay.
しずきさんは外に。私どもでは手の届かない箇所の清掃をお願いします。ちょっと待って。台所に律香のやついないでしょうね。こんなところであんなのに会うなんてごめんだから。
Is she beefing with all of the nuns? Because that'd be funny.
律香は留守です。ですので、どうぞ気兼ねなく。
Or maybe she just beefs with them because of her being a magi, I don't know. With a dismissive wave, Aoko headed toward the door in the back of the worship hall. As she had indicated, she was quite accustomed to this church.
しずきさんはこちらに。
Okay.
まずは物置から清掃道具を運んでいただきます。
Okay. I'm very confused as to where this volume is going. The work entrusted to Sojiro did not require any particular skill. It was window cleaning at its most standard.
窓を全部拭けばいいんですね。
Yeah, I guess.
水拭きと空拭き、その後にコートスプレーもお願いします。はしごの高さは足りますか？
あれ、ちょっと足りないっぽいですね。
では届く範囲で結構ですので、よろしくお願いします。
After the brief exchange, the sister returned to the church. Sojiro began to wonder if it was out of distrust in him that she was being so curt. It's hard to say. He understood that it was too soon to glean an answer from their first meeting, but then again, such answers always eluded Sojiro. Yeah. Left alone, but no less encouraged. Is that supposed to be discouraged? Because he's smiling, so I assume he feels... I don't know. Sojiro began cleaning the windows. The day's weather was a disappointment once again. It had not gone so far as to rain, but was too... You know, hang on, I'm gonna try something real quick. Okay, now that brings that up. How? He leaned against a tall ladder. How do I like get rid of the text? He leaned against a tall ladder and beginning with a window about 5 yards from the ground, quietly cleaned. Sojiro was the never. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that first, though. Sojiro was never the kind of person to mind physical labor. In fact, if there had been a blue sky, this might have been a perfect day off to him. By the time he finished his third or fourth window, he felt very relaxed and began to whistle. Though 15 feet was an intimidating height, it provided for a wonderful view at the same time. Turning toward the town gave Sojiro a clear view of the treetop hill that had previously caught his eye. Yeah. The hill and the woods just outside of town. From here, the forest overlooking the sleepless city looked like a foreign castle. No. Just then, lost in his thoughts while wiping windows, Sojiro was pulled out of his trance by someone pacing below him. He looked down and saw a girl, her unkempt clothes otherwise contrasting with her kind visage.
でもちょっと怪盗には似合わないのんびり屋さん風に。どっちかっていうとあれかしら。暖炉から現れては微妙にいらないおもちゃを押し付けるセイントみたいな。
What?
うわぁ、私あのヒゲ苦手なのよね。だってどう見ても不法侵入者じゃないあの人。
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Santa did exist in the Type Moon fucking Nasuverse. I wouldn't be surprised. And she's right. You know, he kind of is breaking in, right? Yeah. She looked to be in her late 20s. She also has the same, or at least a similar color hair as Yuika, so... Sisters? Sisters? Because nuns are called sisters, so they'd be... Yeah, whatever. Despite the cold, she wasn't wearing a coat. She had no purse either, which was rather strange as a woman and her purse were never far apart. Not that Sojiro knew this truth quite yet. Based on the fact that none of this seemed to apply to her, one could have easily surmised that she herself was a little loosey-goosey. Yeah, I guess so. A few cards short of a full deck, one might also say. Uh-huh.
あ、私ピンときたわ。君、ミサコのバイトの子？偉いわ。今時の高校生は業者さん顔負けなのね。
Thanks. The girl looked up in admiration to Sojiro as he stood atop his ladder.
よーし、私も手伝っちゃおうかな。
I have a feeling this isn't gonna go well.
はしごはまだある？他の雑巾は？どうせだからホースで水をかけるのはどうかしら。こうバーッとケルヒャーとか叫びながら。バチ当たりだけど、それなら少しぐらいは楽しくなりそうじゃない？
You probably shouldn't. The girl let out a hearty laugh. Her smile glowed like a cactus that had sprouted legs and begun to run about. A cactus. Right. And as much as a running cactus could only cause trouble. As Sojiro anticipated, the girl began to clean without waiting for his approval. Yeah.
いえ、教会の前を通ったら人影っぽいのが窓にへばりついてるのが見えちゃったの。昼間っから泥棒とか豪快だなーってちょっと興味惹かれちゃって。
Yeah.
そしたら可愛い子が真面目に労働してたわけ。窓拭きの達人みたいにビッとかっこよく。そんなの見せられたら手伝いたくなるのが人情じゃない？
I guess not? wiping the window next to Sojiro. The girl continued to cheerfully chatter. I'm assuming this is Ritsuka, because maybe her and Aoko aren't beefing, but she definitely doesn't seem like the type Aoko would get along with. Although this was all kinds of suspicious, Sojiro politely followed her lead, nodding and agreeing as she spoke. Uh-huh. Perhaps it was an instinctive camaraderie. He sensed this girl was just like him, always getting the short end of the stick when it came to menial work. Yeah.
あなたは教会の人なんですか？
私？いえ、ただの通りすがりよ。それより、あなたってのは他人行儀ね。君とは商店街で何度も会ってるのに。
What?
いや、会ってませんよ。
Okay.
会ってます。君、魚達さんでバイトしてる子でしょ？今週だけでも何度か行ってるもん、私。
I guess so.
私はそうね、花沢って言うんだけど、君の名前は？
Did you just struggle with your own name? What? Hanazawa took a quick glance at the flower bed below in the middle of her introduction, then gave him a friendly laugh. Okay. Sojiro's self-introduction, however, was his usual brand of awkward.
宗十郎さん。いい名前ね、古風な感じで。名前に数字が入ってるとなんか日本人って感じがしない？ここの神父さんとかシスターの名前知ってる？エイリとかユイカとかなんか外国風なんだけど。
I mean, do they? I don't think so. But I'm not an expert on Japanese names, so I guess sure.
エイリさんはともかく、ユイカさんは綺麗な黒髪の女の人でしたよ。
あら、神父さんにはまだ会っていないのね。相田教会の美形神父と美人姉妹って言ったら有名なんだけど。あ、そうか。さては君、最近引っ越してきたんでしょう。
I'm
しかも
sorry.
一人暮らしと見たわ。
Why do you know this about us? About Sojiro, I should say. That's kind of weird.
そうですけど、花沢さんすごいですね。さっきからあまりにも的確な当てずっぽうです。
Yeah, I guessing she's totally not a stalker.
いえいえ、推理と言ってくれたまえ。君ぐらいの子がアルバイトに精を出すほどこの町の娯楽は魅力的じゃないもの。遊ぶお金ならバイト一件で賄えちゃうわ。君は物欲のあるタイプじゃなさそうだし。
Okay, no, I guess that's a reasonable enough deduction. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, she knows he works at a restaurant and he's here, okay.
となると、これはもう生活費のためと考えるのが健全でしょ？まあ学生さんが生活費も学費も自分だけで賄うなんてのは健全じゃないんだけど。
Also true.
いや、そうでもないですよ。働かざる者、食うべからずです。
そっか。宗十郎さんは若いのに立派ね。私も学生の頃はバイト三昧だったから少しは君の大変さもわかるわよ。
なんと、花沢さんも一人暮らしだったんですか？
ええ、親の反対を押し切ってよその国に留学しちゃったの。あっちには友達もいたから下宿先には困らなかったけど、さすがに食費ぐらいは稼がないとね。
Yeah, food's a bitch.
けどまあ、こう見えて肉体労働は苦にならないタイプだし、学院もバイトも楽しい思い出になってるわ。
That's good. It's good. Turn into a positive positive memory. It's good. Sojiro nodded agreeably. Dignified or not, he could barely hold back the sense of solidarity that was welling up within him.
これも何かの縁だし、魚達さんではこれからお世話になりそうだし、頼りないだろうけど、相談事があったらぜひ言ってね。精神面で力になるわ。
Sure, okay.
ありがとうございます。じゃあ早速ですけど、ここは何をするところなんでしょう。
Yeah, good question. Good question. As Sojiro said here, he pointed at the church. Oh my god, man. This guy. Even Hanazawa was taken aback by his question. Unaware of Sojiro's provincial background, combined with her quick-witted nature, Hanazawa seemingly mistook his question for some kind of sophisticated wit.
そうね。
huh?
心の安全を扱っているというのはどうかしら。いえ、安全というよりは鎧？継ぎはぎのバリケード？とにかく本人はちっとも鍛えられないってことは同じよね。
あ
とはパンとワインも分けてくれるわね。
He's gonna get the wrong. Okay. He's like, a free bread? Hey, yo? Where? Oh, jeez.
無料でですか？
Lady, you.
もちろん。止めるものは勝手に置いていくって話。あとはそっか、これが一番大きいんだけど、収入に税金がかからない。心の安全は扱いが難しいけど、きちんと売り物にできればノーリスクハイリターンよ。
はあ、よくわからないですけど、ピンチの時はここに転がり込めばいいんですね。
I guess.
それはおすすめしないな。ご利用は月に1回、気休め程度にした方がいいと思う。
This is gonna cause some misunderstandings down the road. I mean, it in itself is a misunderstanding, but it's gonna cause more misunderstandings. The rags squeaked as the two carefree souls continued to wipe down the windows. Whistling as they went, they shined up one window, then another, then another.
そうだ、もう一つあります。ここから見えるあの森、何ですか？
森？あの山の上にある森のこと？
Yeah, what other woods are there?
ですけど、あれは山じゃなくて丘と言うべきです。
As someone raised in the countryside, Sojiro's pride would not allow for a mound of dirt to be called a mountain. Okay, Mr. Mountain Elitist.
そう？あれはあれで結構登るのに体力使うんだけど、ま、そっちの方がよりらしいわね。
It was as if a shadow fell over her till now sunny disposition. She was undoubtedly a beautiful woman with very lovely features. But as Sojiro looked at her in that moment, her smile melted away and he saw how disturbed she was at his comment. And when it comes down to it...
あれは丘です。それとほら、ここから煙突みたいなの見えますけど、あれは何ですか？
It's a house, buddy. Sojiro was not one to closely watch people's reactions and fuss over his speech.
あれは本物の煙突よ。あの森は全部私有地なんだけど、その中にでっかい洋館が建っているの。でも私有地だから地元の人間も入ったことはないんじゃないかしら。通称久遠寺のお化け屋敷ってね。近所の皆さんは気味悪がってるし、 あんまり近寄らない方がいいんじゃない？あんな小さな森なのに遭難したとか野犬が出るとか物騒な話には事欠かないから。
野犬って都会にも野犬
たくさんいるわよ。この教会の裏手の空き地にだっているし、ここの神父さんは物好きだからパンとかあげちゃって、それでワンちゃんの巡回ルートになっちゃってるんでしょうけど。とにかく君子危うきに近寄らずよ。あの森には入らないのが町のルールなの。
Did she just call him an idiot?
そもそも私有地だし、入ったらおまわりさんを呼ばれちゃって、そのまま交番でお説教タイムなんてあんまり楽しくないでしょ。
Not really. I can't imagine that'd be a very fun time. Getting chewed out by cops for like hours on end. No thanks. Sojiro nodded along to her story as he stared at the far-off chimney from his vantage point on the ladder. A teeny tiny part of him was curious about that hill because it reminded him of the woods where he grew up. But after reminding himself that it was none of his business, he returned to window washing. Uh-huh. Right. Damn, this has been a long one. It's almost an hour already. Thanks to Hanazawa lending a hand, they were able to finish the job without a hitch. Between the two of them, they had accomplished a simple but very time-consuming task.
はい、ご苦労様でした。
You too.
あれだけ砂まみれだった窓が見違えたわね。どう？これから適当な茶店でお茶にしない？宗十郎さんの仕事っぷりに敬意を表して、私がおご。
Why'd you stop?
はい。何か言いました花沢さん。
いや、ごめんなさい。休養を思い出しちゃった。
What happened?
花沢さんはここで失礼するのでした。チャオ
ー。What the fuck was that? I know what chow means, by the way. I'm not talking about that, but like, why did she just randomly? Okay. By the time Sojiro, who had started putting away the ladder, turned around, he was only able to catch a glimpse of the girl's figure dashing toward the street at lightning speed. Okay. It was just before 3 o'clock. More than 3 hours had passed since Hanazawa offered to help. Weird. Sojiro watched the girl with many strange faces disappear. For someone who seemed to have been on an aimless walk, Hanazawa had spent a good deal of time with him. Maybe helping Sojiro out reminded her of something she needed to do. Yeah, maybe.
しずきくん、そっちにいるの？
Yes. The student council president popped her head out from the corner of the church.
あ、声かけてごめん。いいから作業に専念。
What? The sight of Sojiro putting away a ladder taller than himself seemed to have provoked an emotional response in Aoko. Then, in an instant, she rolled up her sleeves and began to approach him. Oh. This surprised him more than Aoko's sudden appearance. What's up, Aoko? Ignoring Sojiro's bewilderment, Aoko promptly began issuing orders.
はしご、横に倒していいわよ。下の方は私が持つから、あなたは上の方をお願い。
She did all of this so matter-of-factly that Sojiro began lowering the ladder before he even had a chance to insist that he could do it by himself. Okay. Thanks, Aoko. With work finished and the sisters' thank you gifts in hand, the two put the church behind them. Since Aoko had apparently had something to do around the station, they decided they would walk together until they got there.
でも本当にアルバイト慣れしてるのね。
Beneath the orange-tinted sky. Alco spoke more as though she was expressing her thoughts out loud than striking up a conversation.
そうか。青崎から見てそうなら少しは嬉しいな。
Yo? Sojiro gave her an earnest smile. But then again, he had been beaming ever since he received his pay, so the source of his joy was not so clear. Yeah.
あのね、あなたは普段が問題ばっかりなんだから、あんまり調子に乗らないように。差し引きゼロっていうか、まだまだマイナスなんだから。
Okay. What's the blush for? Is little Miss, you know, rough and tumble, you know, catching the feels?
うん。学校のことは言われると悲しくなる。
Sojiro hung his head dejectedly. Even if his job had been going well, school was still a bust. Exams were one thing, but even classwork was something he had found himself falling behind in.
青崎は成績悪いやつは嫌いか？
まあ、頭というか巡りの悪い人との話は疲れるでしょうね。でも、あなたはそれ以前だし、そもそも私にはこれっぽっちも関係ないし。
I mean, I wouldn't call Sojiro a lame brain. I think he's literally just uneducated in terms of like what schools teach. Like,
でっかいハンデを何とかするのは先生たちの仕事で、それに応えるのはあなたの役目。アルバイトもいいけど、帰ったらきちんと予習やっときなさいよ。
I'm sure he probably tries, to be honest.
それはもちろん、学校の人たちはみんないい人だ。
そう、ならいいけど、みんないい人？
Yeah. Alco cocked her head to one side, unsure how this exchange resulted in that response. She decided to interpret it as Sojiro simply expressing his gratitude in his own peculiar way.
ところで、参考までに聞くんだけど、あなた他にどんなバイトしてるの？
Let's see, male stripper. No, I'm just kidding.
どこって商店街が多い。魚のお店とか花の店とか。あ、でも昨日は隣町まで遠出したな。遊園地のアルバイト。
That's a lot of work. Since the only school authorized locations were in the Misaki shopping district, his response was as much as he expected. That is, except for the decidedly unexpected last part.
遊園地って安らぎの？
Maybe?
そう。使わなくなった看板とかオブジェとか解体して運び出したんだ。さすがに疲れたな、あれは。
うん、それは体力勝負でしょうね。
Oh yeah, this left that Alco rather impressed. I was about to say she seems impressed, and then it literally popped up saying she's impressed. Transporting unused amusement park machinery was not a job that students did willingly in their free time. I mean, for him, it's a matter of, you know, living, so it's not really free time.
でもいいな。私、キッチーランドって一度も行ったことないの。三崎町に住んでるのに。
Uh-huh. Where's this going? Alco looked up in the direction of the neighboring town. It's that— wait, what? It's that okay. Sure. From here, you could just barely make out the Ferris wheel. Okay. The round steel frame of the wheel, illuminated by the sunset as it was reminiscent of an old gravestone. That's an interesting way to compare it. Interesting thing to compare a Ferris wheel to.
そうか。それは金銭的な理由で。
I probably not. What's so funny? Aliko had to stifle her laughter. She knew it would be rude to Sojiro to burst out laughing, but the remark tickled her funny bone.
そういうんじゃなくて
Uh-huh.
単純にあれが開園してから立て込んでて遊びに行く暇がなかっただけよ。お金で解決する問題だったらそれこそ今すぐに行ってるわ。
Uh-huh. Aliko showed Sojiro the envelope that contained the pay from the church. There was nothing sinister about her remark and gesture, but the fact that she did not jump at the chance to go made Sojiro sad.
それなら今度行けばいいじゃないか。
Hey yo, my guy! Whoa, whoa, buddy. Whoa now, Sojiro.
ありがとう。けどそれは無理な話。あんたのことだから気づいていないと思うけど、あれ潰れてるのよ。
Oh. Oh, he was moving stuff because it was closing. Okay.
廃園になってからもう2年以上は経つんじゃない？
Wait, it's been closed. Oh, so have they just been really slow about removing stuff then? Is that what?
なんと
He's like, what? It was no wonder there were no customers all the time he was there. Exasperated as she was at Sojiro, the student council president seemed to be enjoying herself. Yeah. At this point, she would be yelling things at Sojiro like, I can't believe you didn't know that! But this evening, this one and only evening, she found it charming. Okay. Interesting. They parted ways and Sojiro returned home to his apartment, immersed himself in his studies, and before he knew it, it was time to go to work. The major cultural difference, though certainly not the only point of difference, between city and country was the use of time. It didn't matter what part of the city he was in. Time flowed far too quickly here. Failing to squeeze even a drop of knowledge from his textbooks, he put them away for the day before heading into town. It's still going? It's over an hour already. It's by far the longest fucking volume. The night grew deeper as today turned into tomorrow. Sojiro reversed his collar to protect his neck from the bitter cold and began to make his way back home. Not a soul to be seen. No dogs scrounging for food. No late-night shoppers. Why would there be? The solitary convenience store in the area closed at 11 o'clock. He mustered what little energy he had to take in an especially deep breath. Man-made landmarks lined the deserted street. Garish blue fluorescent light, brighter than the stars above, illuminated the darkness. An unconscious sense of anxiety stirred within him.
情けない。夜が怖いのは当たり前じゃないか。
Yeah. A chill crept up his spine as he attempted to mask his weakness with words. Stay out of the dark. Stay away from the deserted places. Whether it was for some deeper reason or perhaps the fact that he looked so helpless. Everybody he had met in his life seemed to warn him with those words. Huh.
そうは言ってもしょうがないし、だいたい
Maybe someone somewhere? What did that even mean? Stay out of the dark. Nowhere in the city was without light. Everywhere, from the bustling train station to the remote residential areas, was illuminated by artificial light, not least the main roads. Scary was scary, but this kind of fear was of a different sort than what he felt in the mountains. The most likely source of his fear was the fact that this place was governed by starkly different rules. The way in which the city melted out justice was terribly imbalanced, or meted out justice. And to the provincial Sojiro, his lack of familiarity with the laws of the land terrified him far more than the dark. In the mountains, retribution came swiftly to those who broke the rules. Take a game trail, for example. Those who unwittingly trespassed on the animal kingdom's domain would, as a matter of course, be savaged by the native wildlife. Yeah. Accordingly, in Sojiro's mind, an offender paid the price for one's mistakes immediately. It wasn't a matter of who punished whom. It was simply that the one who broke the rules would meet instant, tangible retribution. He felt that in this regard, the laws of the city were far too ambiguous. I mean, I guess so. One could meet their demise without ever knowing whether one was in the right or wrong. Yeah, getting randomly stabbed by a dude who just wanted your wallet. You know, I get, yeah, kill yourself.
基本的には変わらないんだよな、多分。
To put it simply, retribution was delayed. To take the analogy a step further, back home in his village, no one individual had been given the responsibility of maintaining order. In the city, however, someone was put in charge of punishing lawbreakers on behalf of the kind-hearted citizens who lived there. While crime and punishment in the mountains were synonymous, in the city the two were separated, and an unrelated person brought judgment after the crime had been committed. Entering places that must not be entered. Seeing things that must not be seen. Breaking a law had consequences. Someone would come to exact justice for the law that was broken. The result of all this was that the safest way to survive the city was not to stick your nose in the affairs of others. Yeah, it sounds about right. When the people who cared about Sojiro told him to stay away, they probably meant, if you don't, nobody will be able to help you.
といけない。また近道しそうになった。
Yeah, probably don't wanna... Wait, no matter how much of a nuisance these obstacles were, one could not just climb over a neighbor's fence, even when one's apartment was just the other side. Yeah, you probably shouldn't. If the people inside happened to be awake and call the police, nobody would lift a hand to help him. Yeah. With his misguided view of the city, Sojiro once again ended his day in peace. Unable to fall asleep right away, he gazed out his window upon the night sky from the floor of his apartment. The cityscape had caused him to tremble in fear when he first moved here. The convenience of solving almost any problem with the flip of a switch. The novelty of living a wall away from a complete stranger. It all disappeared into the night sky when he looked up.
こんな空もあるのか。
Yeah. Unconsciously, he recalled his own words. What dim stars. What a cramped sky. Here there were no starry nights. Could he even survive here? The same misgivings since his first night continued to haunt him. His eyelids fell shut. Although he was fraught with worry, Sojiro's body felt the fatigue from his work and studies, and thus he fell asleep. Okay. That's it for chapter 1. Oh, the town story. Interesting. So yeah, I guess this whole thing was just like fleshing out like the it was like, it was world building and like giving like foreshadowing for like the events of the rest of the game, with like Alice fighting off the like servants of who I assume will be like the main bad guy. Huh. Anyway, though, that's gonna do it. That was interesting. I assume the church will have more of a. We'll have more, like, because like, why would they introduce us to that nun, right? As well as that Hanazawa lady, if like they weren't gonna be important. I mean, I guess they could just. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But also, please no spoilers about that. I'll wait and see if they pop up again for myself. Okay. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Chapter 1.5 is in the books, and yeah, next time we'll start chapter 2. I don't remember what it was called. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Peace.